that out, put that over here. We're live. Welcome back, everybody, to the Rookzer0 Drawcast. Today is Monday, July 6th. We're doing some commission work today, so that's great. It's always good to get back to that. Get some people's sweet artwork done. I have a few commissions this week, so we might do a couple of these. So today I will be drawing a kobold, which is always fun. Super excited to draw kobolds. Let me make sure I actually draw the right one. I have 2 kobolds to draw this week, which is going to be great. Make sure I have the right one here. Yeah, okay. So, we are going to get that going. Let me get that. If I sound stuffed up today, it's because I did yard work all day yesterday, and my allergies have not yet given me control of my own face yet. So, hopefully that will sort itself out throughout the day. Usually as I start talking, my nose clears up and my eyes stop itching, but we'll find out. Welcome Ace, welcome Rick, welcome Corvus, welcome Goldtooth. Everybody today, that's awesome. All right, let me jump into the Discord chat. There we go. Okay, so we are in the Discord chat today. If you want to come hang out, you're very welcome to. Also, the Patreon Aggie is up. Let me jump into the right voice channel here, and then we will turn the live stream on so people can see what's going on. And here we are. So, welcome back, everybody. I hope you had a wonderful weekend. Hope you had a wonderful 4th of July. Wow, my nose is real stuffed up. I sound very strange today. How's it going? Alright, here we go. Make sure I got all my settings set up right. We did a little bit of the sketch on Thursday. Ooh, that's interesting. For the kobold I wanted to draw. And then I don't know where I put it, so I might have to steal a snapshot of that from the the actual live stream. I have 2 kobolds. I have one for you, which is a redraw, I believe, of your character, which is awesome. That one will probably be right after this one. I'm gonna try to get all those done this week, so look forward to that. If you want yours done specifically on stream, wow, I cannot breathe at all today. I can do that for you probably tomorrow or the next day. I can do it on stream. Otherwise, I can just... Yeah, all right. We'll try to do it on stream. I think that'll be fun. I think this week will be a good week to get stuff done. Now I've missed something here. Where? Oh, I remember now. I'm going to Discord. Oh, that's all right. Let's see if I can... No, I don't know if I did post it. Okay. All right. Yeah, we're good. We're good. All right. So we're making a kobold who is muscled. Take the small, mighty, you might say. Pick up 1,000. Brown bronze kobold with head frills. Super cool. I dig it. All right. Sorry for the sniffles. I like to draw. Welcome. Whoa, that was a lot of hellos. Does he run around with a frying pan? I don't think so. Is that a thing I should know? Is that a... Bri, welcome. Thank you very much. I'm gonna have to do my push-ups right now. Hopefully that'll clear my nose up so I can actually talk. Let's try it out. Get those push-ups done. Ooh, yeah, that worked a little bit. All right, Corvus, welcome. Oh, staying chill. All right. Oh, that worked out real good. I can breathe now. Okay, here we go. Turns out all I needed was some push-ups. All right, so let's see. Kobold, head frills, all things I like. Let's do this. So this kobold has giant boomerangs as weapons. You know, it doesn't say they're giant. It just says boomerangs on his back. But he is a kobold, so I mean, like, I assume they're pretty big in comparison. So I'm probably going to try to go for a little bit more of a sassy look. If you've ever been hit with a boomerang, which maybe, John, yeah, it hurts. It's not a fun thing. And then there's the Mad Max boomerangs. So, oh yeah, no, I think so. Yeah, no, I think a D4 is probably pretty legit for a boomerang. It is a thrown weapon, though, so it's a kind of a question of, do you add your strength or your dex to it? It's just a boomerang just naturally has returning weapon on it. I like it. Unless you suck. You know, if you have a really good boomerang, it's a little forgiving, which is good. Or you bought a cheap boomerang. That's my argument. Like, for the longest time, I thought I was really bad with boomerangs, and then I traded in my like $1.50 toy store boomerang for a real one. And I was like, holy shit, I'm really good at this. Turns out it was the boomerang. It's all the boomerang. Don't some people somewhere hunt with boomerangs? Yeah, they do. So that was like, I don't know, maybe people didn't watch the old Mad Max movies. That kid had a steel boomerang. Super effective. So. Oh yeah, no, that's totally possible. Oh. Oh, no, okay. Yeah. I really thought you said unless you suck, because like I have definitely not been good at a boomerang most of my life. Okay. I mean, there are boomerang championships and everything, right? I think it's because he wasn't great. I think. Didn't they do a? There was another show with the same voice actor, and they made a boomerang reference, and I thought it was really funny, and I can't remember what it was. Was that? That might have been Dragon Prince. To be fair, though, he trained with the sword, so like that's. Yeah. All right, so I gotta make this kobold a little beefier than normal. I gotta get some more muscle here. No. I mean, like, eventually. Sure. Yeah. I would agree with that. I think Sokka is a good tactician. I think that was kind of his thing. He always wanted to be the warrior, but just wasn't in the cards for it. Exactly. What's the... I have to find a meme now. That's what it was. People were arguing online about, like, Jedi are really good against fighting against blasters, but if you had something that was like a shotgun, they wouldn't do so well. Something that shot shrapnel. And so the comment I always get to is Mando saying, like, racking a shotgun, "Deflect this, you wizard." I always thought that was funny. Okay, so we got... Yep. That is actually... That's why Mando's in the Mandalorian. That's why his gun is the way his gun is, because it was specifically designed to kill Jedi. It's kind of a cool little bit of lore. Yeah. Or you could just be, Darth Vader. Have a middle hand. I think Rey was fine. I liked Rey as a character. A little bit, yeah. We're talking a little bit about Star Wars because we're drawing kobolds, and what better thing to do when drawing kobolds than talk about Star Wars? That's... I think that kind of suffers with all the new Star Wars movies, though. They're trying to add too much into the movies and making them a little too fast, which is just kind of becoming an issue with a lot of movies. But that's neither here nor there. Well, they're not clones. Just so that's out there. The stormtroopers are all, yeah. I did, yeah. Right, and that's kind of what I was saying with the speediness of the... So, exactly, yeah. So, yeah, yeah, yeah. In the other media, there's a lot more of that, and that's kind of what I was saying with the fact that, like, sorry, not the fact that they rushed it too much, because there's a lot of story about people in the Imperial fleet and inside the Brotherhood who just don't want to be there. They don't like what's going on and they hate it, but they don't say any of that. They just like all of a sudden like, oh, and Finn switches. And it's like, okay, we saw like one instance where he didn't like what was going on, but we saw like no conflict for it beyond that. And it felt really rushed, and it makes Finn's character kind of feel wishy-washy instead of like he had any dedication to join the rebels. He's just like, yeah, I'm on the rebels now. It's great. And everyone's like, that's cool. Come on, join us. Not like there wasn't a lot of conflict about him being part of the Empire. Yeah, that could have been a whole thing, and then Rey's whole arc could have been a whole arc, and they kind of mished the two together, and it made this kind of two stories that didn't really fill out. Akbar, yeah, he's a cool character. Yeah, but once again, it was supposed to be a re-envisioning of the start, like for the next generation, so they kind of didn't want to have all that. But oh, I loved the Han Solo edge. So good. But yeah, Star Wars is good. Yeah. See, I think I really wish they would have just actually done that as part of the storyline instead of having Luke just kind of like, oh, here's some things that happened. Yeah, I really wish it would have been a better. I think we should have taken more time. And I think that's really why The Mandalorian is so much better, because they let you take the time and enjoy the story and really stay true to their form of yeah. I think Star Wars, because it's supposed to be this big grand space opera western thing. I think it just does better in long form, instead of just being these giant spectacles. Gotcha. So I'm supposed to draw this kobold really, really buff, but he's also wearing chainmail, and that always bums me out, because like chainmail doesn't give to showing off how buff people are. Maybe I can make it. Plate leggings of the same material. Or teeth. No, chainmail definitely makes you bulkier. Definitely makes you bulkier. Because it's thick. If you've ever wore chainmail, it's not fun to wear. It's not unfun to wear. It's just heavy. It's just chainmail's surprisingly effective, which is great. I guess. What's up? Chainmail's super good. I don't know what that is. What are we talking about? Oh, like a Gambasson? Mm. Yeah. Well, it was cheap. This is part of it, I think. And it wasn't super. It's good. I mean, it's better than no armor, that's for sure. Unless you're a monk. Yeah, that's the real thing. It's like, oh, I'm just really tough. It's like, against a sword? Yep, really tough against swords. Okay, this pose is poop. Let's get this arm out of the way here. What do I want to do for this? So I want him standing upright because he's got the boomerangs. Like, that's important to me right now. But, like, what do I do with his arms? Yeah, well, that's a non-starter. Like, it just doesn't make sense. Yep. Preaching to the choir. So, like, yeah, it's super good. I've seen that comic. That's the like, I am a big fan of I'm a big fan of sexy barbarians. So, like, male or female, you're not wearing armor. Like, period. That's just how it works. When I do like drawing armor, I like drawing big, bulky armor. But I do like form-fitting armor for other things. Just because I enjoy drawing, like I said, bulky kobolds are great. I hate it when armor covers up that bulk, too. So there's definitely an argument to be made about, because it is fantasy armor, to have it look somewhat more form-fitting than it would be. Yeah, some more impossible. Gamazon is great against non-razor sharp blades. There you go. Yeah. Plus, I've worn a puffy coat and been hit by heavy things. Getting hit with a mace. I mean, yeah, I prefer to have the heavy coat, but at the same time, I'd much prefer chainmail. Oh, it will. It will. It really depends on what you're getting hit by and what you're fighting and what you're doing. But yeah, definitely. Yeah, any sharp axe is going to go right through that cloth. Is that right? Construct A. Yeah, I mean, yeah, those are all fair arguments. I'm okay with it. I'm okay with a rogue using, like, a greatsword. I think it's totally fine. It's all about how you use it. It's all about how you use it and some play. Chad loves Gamazon so much. Why would wear chainmail and Gamazon? Even if an axe doesn't go through, it's going to break bones. Yeah. What? Well, so that's... I don't think Katniss is using a war bow. I think that would be pretty impressive to see. But no, I have a 40-pound recurve that it's not impossible to hold for too long. I might be pretty buff, though. I don't know. It'd be nice if I was pretty buff. But, yeah. Like, I have shot 80-pound longbows. Those are tough. Those are tough to hold for extended periods of time. Yeah. Considering she can just, like, string it in 10 seconds, I'm betting it's not too strong. And they don't have to be too strong. Like a 40-pound bow is not impossible for most people to use, and highly effective. Highly, highly effective. So, especially if people aren't wearing plate mail. Yeah. Just because the one old guy couldn't do it doesn't mean everybody can't. Yeah. He had 96 bullets in that gun! Yeah. What was the... Yeah, what's the... It's thematic, right? Like that. I think that's the point you're trying to get to. And I think that's the important thing, is with a lot of media, Star Wars all the way up to, what, like Lord of the Rings, it's all stylized. It's all stylized. It's all supposed to be fancy. I mean, Legolas surfboarded down an elephant. I don't care if he's an elf. Like, that's not how physics work. That's not how anything works. It's still super cool. It's still super cool. He is not just YouTube. You're streaming on Twitch as well? I'm not, no. So, no. No, they're not. But, once again, you're talking about... Yeah. Yeah, especially with the Tolkien elves. The Tolkien elves were supposed to be these highly, highly nimble, kind of, I want to say floaty. Floaty's a word. Like, they were supposed to be able to just, like, disappear through the trees and walk silently. And so giving them a bow as a finesse weapon, I think is great, because they're using their, like, super keen eyesight. And not all bows have to be these huge, heavy-pounded war bows. They can very easily, a short bow can be, what, 30 pounds and still be super deadly? Yeah. Yeah. Once again, that's just... Yeah, it's a little... I think it's a little too... Plus, magical arrows. Just like... Yeah. Oh, yeah, that's the other thing. Yeah. We didn't even think about... We forgot that Legolas is a magical princess. So, like, anything he does is just super powered. Like, it's so good. The Shira is great. The new Shira, do it. Check it out. Go ahead, Sierra. What was that? What? What? So there's actually quite a few halberds, spears, and what was the other one? Javelins. There's a lot of cool elven stuff with those. So absolutely same thing. Doesn't require a huge amount of strength, just requires very good precision, and I think that's where they're good at. So, yeah, elven spears, super cool. Dragoons in Final Fantasy, usually elves, if not, the elves in Final Fantasy are nice. I like it. They're like super huge. They're tall, really cool. Yeah, dwarven crossbows. They're a thing. Okay. Hold on. Before we start arguing, Sarah had something to say, and then Jonas had something to say. What do we got? Yep. Ooh, yeah. Game of Thrones style. Yeah, I still haven't done that. I have that book. I haven't read it yet. I have the first one. I haven't read it yet. I should probably do that. YouTube can hear you? What? Well, that's interesting. I will have to unlist this video. Yeah, let me check that out real quick. Hold on, everybody. If you don't want to be on YouTube, please let me know right now in the comments, and I will remove it. Let me see what's going on. Is that better? Were my headphones just up too loud? Is that what's going on? Probably. Aha. Okay. It could be because everyone is super loud. Well, interesting. Yeah, I know. As soon as people, I'm like, this is gonna be a weird argument. Oh, yep. You pushed up and you hear the Discord and it's picking up on your mic. Got it. Okay. Well, let's adjust that. I've been trying to fiddle with the. My gain's all the way down. I gotta figure out what's up with this snowball or this, because it's just too loud. It's too sensitive. That's why I picked up jump rope in the video too. Yeah. You know, you gotta be careful what you say. If anybody does have a problem with that, let me know, and I will just delist this video and we can start over. Swearing happens. I'm not too worried about that. How's that? Noise suppression. Power. Test it. How's that? Can anybody still hear me? Is that good? Let's try it out. We'll try that. All right. Well, hopefully that fixes it. Thank you, everybody, for... Can't hear you. Yes, good. Thank you, Helbin. Oh, yeah, orcs using warbows would be super cool. I mean, I think there's a handful of. Are there orc bows? I'm trying to think. Warhammer. Like there's that there's that one goblin in Lord of the Rings who just like stares at the camera way too intently, like ha, shoots off that one arrow. But that's all I can think of. I don't know if there's any actual bows. Can you hear them now? I'm pretty sure that's what it was. I'm pretty sure my microphone was too close to my face, and people were screaming into my headphones, so everyone was yelling. And this is kind of we've talked about this before. Like there are discussions and there are arguments, and I think we need to be very careful not to have arguments about Lord of the Rings. We have in the past had to just block Lord of the Rings talk, which I allowed it because there were 3 people, and now there are 20. So we'll see how it goes. We might have to bring it back. Yep. That is a really hard thing to, I think, kind of watch for, is when you're talking about stuff like this, like, oh, dwarves are really cool at this, elves are really cool at that. There's so many different types of lore to draw from, and even within that, like, people are people. Every person is going to be different. There's probably an elf who's really good with, like, a heavy warhammer, and there's probably a dwarf that is a crack shot with a bow. I think one of the 13 dwarves were supposed to be really, really good with a bow. 12 dwarves? I think it was 12 dwarves. Yeah. So once again, whenever we're talking about whether or not elves are good at something, that's based on the general form of a video game or a tabletop in this case, because it's like, this is how you should think of them. Elves are generally good at this because they all practice that, or it's part of who they are. Yeah, so I wouldn't get caught down with the semantics of like, no, elves can't do this. I'm like, that's just an ignorant way to think. So I think Andreas was making a point of this is all fantasy, and that's fine. What was that? Say that again. What have you seen before? Man, I have never been this decisive about things. I don't know if it's because my lore is bad. One, that's a thing. My lore, yeah, my knowledge scores are dump stats to me. Like I just don't touch them. I find everything out on the fly. But yeah, when it comes to like, I don't know, maybe I'll be a kobold that rides a badger and has a lance. That sounds good. Like, I don't worry about any of the logistics of whether or not that's a thing that should happen. It's super viable. It's so good. So good. Right. I that's fine. My point being that it just, at the end of the day, it doesn't really matter whether or not something can. Yeah. Anyways. What? Okay. Yeah. Arguing over wordage. Saying something to... Yeah. It technically is a fruit, but we eat it like a vegetable. We are, yeah. I'm trying to think of a better way to explain that. There you go. Bry's on top of it. You say square elves or best elves? Oh, swollen. Square elves. I am cube elf. Oh yeah, he's supposed to be super buff. It's Orlando Bloom's fault. I always like to think of the Tolkien elves as just being overpowered. We should have had... yeah, Henry Cavill would have been a great Legolas. That would have been awesome. Holy crap. Oh, yeah, that's a good point. He was younger. Is that... yeah. I really want to see like something in between Lord of the Rings and The Hobbit, or even before The Hobbit would be pretty cool. I mean, the Silmarillion is a little too far back, but yeah, I do actually. I think that would be really cool. I want to see a TV show of the Silmarillion. I think would be really cool. Oh, I didn't know that. I probably should play Shadows of Mordor, but I don't know. It's not multiplayer, and that bums me out. Yeah, people want to watch it. Does it? Yeah. See, that's interesting. I like that concept of kind of like cross-world interactions, but I like playing games with my friends. Like the old Lord of the Rings games that was basically just a like Baldur's Gate Dark Alliance clone. That was pretty good. Right, yeah, that's really all it is. It's like any game that's a clone of Baldur's Gate is good. But yeah, so I'm excited. I'm excited for those kind of things, and that's kind of the problem because like that's what I like doing. I like playing multiplayer games. So whenever I get stuck playing a game, what was the other one? Yeah, my favorite title of all time is Spider-Man 2, the movie, the game. Perfect. It's actually a really good game. Might get a Star Wars out of it. Yeah, I was always waiting for Spider-Man movie, the game, the movie, the game 2. Yeah. Spider-Man 2, the movie, the game 2. That would have been great. But still, really good stuff. Really, really good stuff. It was a good game. Bad title. Well, he was the main character, so... yeah. No, we went over that already. Gotcha. I think, yeah, that was in the book, wasn't it? Oh, I don't know about that. I don't remember that part. I don't think he ever wore the robe. You know, can we talk about Goblin Slayer a little bit? I have not watched it either. I started watching part of an episode and I was like, what the hell is this? And then I just saw all the memes and everyone talking about it. I'm like, I don't know if I should watch this or not. Like this, I don't know if this is going to be conducive to my anything. It's okay. Like I heard a lot of people say that it was very much like great D&D content, and other people be like, this is not D&D at all. It's just like skinned as D&D and is terrible. And I was like, huh. I've also heard that Dragon Prince actually turned out pretty good for the D&D movie is terrible. Is it? Okay. Gotcha. Healer. Yep. Okay. Get back in your cage, lizard man. If anybody can tell me what that's from, I'll send you a sticker. What are you doing out of your cage, lizard man? Laser sounds. No, yeah. Yeah, that's true. I mean, I think that's what I got. I watched the first episode, and the first thing I got out of it was that, like, there's a whole bunch of new adventurers who just aren't prepared to deal with anything. Yeah, that's kind of what I was wondering. Is like after watching the first episode, it's just like, man, that was messed up. I don't know if I care to watch more of this. Is it worth watching more? Yeah. Both of those things happen. All I can say is weird. It's a weird thing. Not into it. Maybe I'll watch the rest of the series. First episode was rough. Yeah, that could be interesting. I mean, like that is something that like, I always think of goblins as completely useless, but the whole premise of that show is that they are not, which is kind of cool. It's like, oh, goblins are terrifying. But my whole curiosity about it is like, it seems like they're not. Why does everybody in this universe think that goblins are so shitty? But then the main character's like, they're the worst things that ever existed, and they're also the devil. And it's like, what? But it makes me think. It makes me feel like that show is based around a game, like that we're actually watching a game. No. I'm saying like I feel like we're watching someone play a game, but then like it gets real too real for the avatars. And so because that's what it feels like. The first episode is very much set up like, hey, we're in a video game. I am the fighter. You are the cleric. Let's go kill these level 1 mobs. And then shit just goes bananas. And you're like, this is not a game. Like, these are real people. Why the hell did everybody think they were... They were... It's like a weird introduction. Interesting. Right. It feels like the people that are in the first episode are like their characters at their level for the first time on that day, and it doesn't make any sense. So, yeah. But so is that because it is supposed to be a video game, or is it just supposed to set up the world that Goblin Slayer is more badass? Okay, gotcha. I think I hate this. I think I hate this hand now. I think I'm gonna erase this whole hand. I'm gonna cut it. Oh, did you guys ever see The Twilight Samurai? Oh, such a good movie. If you haven't seen The Twilight Samurai, go watch The Twilight Samurai. It's so good. Yeah. Because Yep. My favorite question to players after I give them a prompt to like, here's what you're gonna do, here's what I need you to do, here's what I'm paying you to do. Okay, is there anything you'd like to prepare before you go on this mission? And always their answer is, no, we're good. It's like, okay, I gave you all that information. That was a hint. I hope you are prepared. They're usually not, but like I think a lot of players are, especially like trained on, this is my weapon, this is the only thing I use, and then that's why people get frustrated when like, what do you mean I can't grab him and throw him off a cliff? It's like, there are no cliffs. You're in a room. Yeah. I like this leg. I don't like the other leg, and now I'm freaking out. Maybe I should switch it. I'm gonna flip it. Bam. I always have to remind myself that on days when I feel real stupid. It's like, am I below that 50% of the average? I don't think I am, but half, statistically. What am I doing wrong with this leg? Maybe that's too far out. Yeah, he didn't do too bad. Same word. Semantics. Semantics, Jonas. That's not bad. If you ever think the smartest person in a room, go to another room. That's a good one. I like that, Brian. Hindsight is 2020. That was the point, yeah. Nope. Nope, that's bad. This leg should be... maybe that? They also brought a cleric that couldn't heal. Exactly. I mean, that's why I said it felt very much like a video game, because it's like, oh, it turns out nobody actually knows how to play. And it's like, no, we're good. What am I doing wrong here? There we go. True. Why is this a level 1? Why is this a level 1 quest? It's a hardcore game, Zero First Arc. The god rolls use people who spawn, free rip. You do squatting. Hey, you tracking something? I don't know. Commissary would be closer to old AD&D. That could be an interesting way to look at it. Old school D&D. Oh, I'm a big fan. I'm a big fan of having to earn the quests you can take. I'm a big fan of that. You've got a sword. You look capable. Have you thought about fighting dragons? All right, I need a pause. I need a pause from Dragon Slayer. Dragon Slayer talk. Or we don't have. I guess we can keep talking about Dragon Slayer. That's fine. If anybody, people in the chat, what do you think about these legs? What should I do here? Let's see. Is there something wrong with my proportions? Let's do this. Let's do hips, knees. Thighs too thick. They might be a little too thick. You know what the problem is? Yeah. I think Helbin's got it right. I think it's just a little, it's not 5th edition ready. Which is kind of what people are looking at. I think the other problem I have here, because I'm still trying to talk about my drawing, is I drew this leg and I really like it and I don't want to get rid of it, but it needs to change. I don't know. Can people still hear people screaming in my mic? I hope not. That is a question. Yeah, I generally just try to avoid those questions. Like, why would you do that? Yep, it's for the plot. Yep. No. All the time. Man, I used to live out in the country, and when you live out in the country and something weird bangs outside and you know there's nothing around for miles, it's like, oh, crap. I have to go out there now. Literally 2 minutes ago, it's called being an adult. Yeah. I only hear the screamings of an artist. Okay, we're going to do this. Yep. The worst one is when you're laying in bed and you hear water running and you're like, there's no water running in my house. And you get up and you check and one of your pipes had burst and you're like, oh good. Okay, now I got to go outside and turn off the water and call a plumber, see what's going on. Yeah, I did too eventually. That was a weird movie. I was not a fan. Yeah, that was called a bad movie, is what we call that. This is a bad movie. I think it is a lot better. I think he's a little crooked. I might still have to that's better. I think this leg might have to be kicked out a little more. Put the knee in and then like put the leg here. Yeah. Yeah, I think you're right. I think I either need to bend the body forward or pull the legs back a little bit. Kobolds are weird because they got the bendy leg bits. I draw my kobolds like this, and I draw them weird. I prefer dragon goblin. Yep. Nope. Yep. Yep, let's do that. Let's do this. How's that look? That's terrible. Okay. Okay. Yep, it looks like he needs to pee. That is absolutely what it looks like right now. I think this leg's got to kick out. I got to kick this leg straight out like this. Let's do that. And let's do that. I can't give them too long of toes because then they look like lizard folk. I like furry kobolds. I think it's funny. Yeah. Little What? What the hell are you talking about? I missed it. I missed that reference. Ooh, right over my head. It's kind of neat. Do what? That's much better. Yep. Is this an okay boomerang, or does that not look like a boomerang at all? Is that... It does look like Sokka's boomerang, doesn't it? Sokka's little... Oh, that looks good. Okay. Yeah, I think war boomerangs definitely need like a non-bladed part of it. But maybe not. Maybe you just need a really good glove. Maybe that's all you need. You just need some plate mail here. I think dragons boinked goblins and kobolds existed. I'm gonna go with that one. That's still my favorite theory. I'm telling you. Yep. Kobolds are just dragon goblins. That could be two. You could call it a ritual, if that's how the kids call it these days. Oh, that's a good boomerang. Damn. That is a... Looks like a Kree gun stock. It does look like a Kree gun stock. That's pretty good. Fantasy! Once again, call Chris Perkins. Yeah. It's not canonical. Canonical. The Necronomicon. Perkins responds a lot. He does, yeah. Perkins responds a lot. If you do have a cool theory for lore, definitely throw it at Chris Perkins on Twitter. He's I am drawing a commission today. I'll probably be drawing a commission tomorrow because I have a few. I was trying to get them done last week. Mechanical dragon. What? Oh, it's just like bah, bah. Like Mercy. They're just made out of light. Like yeah. Ace was our resident lore master for a while. I remember saying that a few times. Yeah. Every now and again, Jump Rope has this habit of taking all of the knowledges, and I don't. And we'll be playing something, and then someone will ask a question, and I'll be like, roll for knowledge arcana, and they'll roll it and get really high, and then I'll just look at Jump Rope and be like, eh? Give them anything they want to know. They are. Yep. I hate it. I will usually... I'm better at it now, but that used to be my go-to. Is just like, sure, you know a lot about that. Like, well, what do I know? It's like, you know anything you can think of. I'm letting you go with it now. Yep. I'm also a big fan of someone rolling really high on rolling really high on knowledge, like, what the hell is it? Dungeoneering, for figuring out like what kind of creature it is. Like, oh, if it's a goblin, it's like, here's the book. Just, you know everything on that page. Yeah, you're pretty good. Yeah. Literally just make something up and we'll go with it from now. For right now. What is the dragon cult? Well, I think that's whatever. I mean, are we talking about all dragon cults? Because that seems really like, or is that a specific thing? Is the dragon cult a thing? Ah, I didn't know this existed. So go ahead, Draw. Give me the rundown. Nope. See, this is why we can't have genetic engineering like as a free form thing like 3D printers, because then everyone would be like, you know, what'd be really cool? Draco liches. Let's do that. It's like, don't stop it. This is how we get Jurassic Park, friend. Don't make Jurassic Park. Exactly. Thank you for the Jurassic Park reference. I'm glad someone else has read that. Oh my. You say diet Tiamat? Interesting. How many fingers do kobolds have? Which way is it leaning though? Yeah. Wow, I'm completely lost. What are we? Well, even that is just like, that was a big lore dump right there. We should do like a lore day. See, that's very draconic in my mind. Just like eating other dragons to become better dragons. I like that. Can we pause for a minute and How many fingers do kobolds have? I think they should have 4. I think 3. So I don't know. I'm gonna look up some reference. Are you counting the thumb? When you say 4, are you including the thumb? Okay. So then, yeah, 3 fingers and a thumb. Okay. We're all in agreement. I think we're fine. Hey, that's a nice picture. Stupid squeaky chair. Yep. Thanks, Brian. That's the picture I just looked at. I think that's a good one. I would just not address it ever. Hey, why do you have 3 fingers? Shut up. I attack. You're about to have another hand coming out of your face, and then just punch him. Weird dog lizards. What is it, cat? What's up? You were literally standing next to a food bowl that is full of food. It's right there. It's right there, cat. You can see it. You can literally, you're touching the bowl almost. You have so much food right now. Look. Get it. Go get it. Alright. I'd wager it's why you have 5 and 1 bitten off. All kobolds are born with 5 fingers. Yep. No, it's fine. My station has been taken over by people. It's cool. I was talking to my cat because the chat went crazy. Yeah. My cat, since I couldn't get a word in edgewise, I just decided to start talking to my cat because he walked up to me and he says to me, "Hey, I'm hungry." And I look at him and I look at the food bowl that he's touching with his foot. And I'm like, "It's full of food." And he's just like, No, I need food. And I'm like, "It's full of food. You're looking at it." He's like, "Listen, what don't you get that I need you to feed me?" And so I grab the bowl and I move it an inch over and he goes, "Oh, food, thank you." And he starts eating. Yeah, it's just like you mash the keyboard. The cat just mashes the keyboard and you're just like, "Oh, come on." I have had my cat completely close a program doing that. It's just like, boop, boop, boop. And it's like, oh, okay. No more cats on the desk. I'm okay. How are you? I am. I think a lump of hair is fine. I think that's a legit way to say it. Yeah, I have had a mohawk for. What year is it? 16 years. Of varying types, going from mohawk to like faux hawks when I had to be a little more respectable. And I have not cut my hair since last year sometime, and it's grown out. I keep buzzing the sides, so now I have like a man bun, and I think I'm about to chop it off because it's just too long. It's just too much. I might go back to the mohawk. I haven't decided yet. So that's been my week. It's like, I've never had hair this long, and now I don't want to cut it. Just want to see how long it can go. Okay, I'm getting pretty happy with this. I think this is going somewhere good. I'm kind of wondering, I have this swoop here with the tail, and then it kind of goes into the weapons, which is good. I wonder if I should have both of the boomerangs on his back, though. He's just got a giant boomerang. That's what I'm wondering. I'm wondering if maybe I need to just put this away. Like, have the other boomerang on his back as well. Ooh, it's a tough one. It's a tough one. I'm really happy with this foot and not happy with this foot. Just have both boomerangs on that one side. Well, you obviously don't know what boomerangs look like. Yeah, everything you said is wrong, and I don't know. I know. See, now you're understanding. You've passed lesson 2. You're now going to get, once you can start critiquing yourself. No, I think you're right. I think this is not good. Maybe if I should put I think the problem is the hand is down. This might just need. He's just like holding a skull, because why not? Haha. See, that's a better pose. That is a better pose like that. But I don't know what I would put in his hand. Except maybe the other boomerang. But then I have this weird swoop. And it would have to be like that. I don't know if that looks good. Maybe that does. Let's do a main bun. I do not have a main bun. I will tell you that much. I have a top knot. Thank you very much. I don't know if I'm allowed to have a top knot. We'll find out, I guess. I could, yeah. 5,000 subscribers. I'll cut off the top. I'll Mulan my man bun if we get 5,000 subscribers. Yeah, that's probably fair. I'm pretty sure I'm in like recovery mode for my own honor. Just spending the rest of my life trying to make up for all the dumb stuff I've done. Cut the bun. I have been kicked in the face quite a bit in my life, so I'm totally cool with. How many fights have you lost? All of them. I've lost every fight. Yeah, definitely not great. Yeah, I'm kind of wondering if that's where I want to go with this. Maybe I will just put it on his back. I'm a big fan of like the curled hand. I draw it a lot. I think maybe people have noticed that. I just like it. I just like the way it looks. It's like adding some dynamic angles in there. Looks good. Maybe he's reaching for it. I think that's pretty good. That's huge. That's a huge hand, is what I've done there. But we're getting somewhere. We're getting somewhere. So we're going places. That is a like 20-degree angle, I think, or like that. Yeah, that's fine. Did you guys get to play this weekend? Was that a thing? It was good? Worked out? Nice. We need to start talking about the Patreon game. I forgot about that. Well, I didn't forget about it. You died? Oh, no. Ooh, that is loud. Yep. That was where I started. Yeah, I don't know. I could like have it just like maybe hanging down like this one was. You could try that. Oh yeah, have it cross over. You could try it out. Let's check it. Ooh, we could. Yeah, maybe that's the problem. Maybe I made it too hooked. That would look better. Yep. Yeah, we'll try that. We'll try that. Thank you. We'll leave that a go. Cool. Yep. Have a good day. That was good constructive criticism. I like it. The claw hand. Yeah, grasping some stuff with his tail. I like the idea of having... Man, do I just not throw enough weird deities at my players? Is that what I'm hearing? Like, my characters are always dealing with, like, some random guy or, like, angry bugbear. That's it. It's just like, oh, you know, I live in this town and I hate everybody, so I'm going to kill a bunch of stuff. You guys are like, oh, yes! And then all of Tiamat came to the party. It's like, how did you beat that? Shouldn't you just lose? Oh, did you kill the whole party? Nice. All right. Well, you know, if that's what. Oh, I'm sorry. I'm sorry. I believe my friends when they tell me stories. You guys can all go to hell. Had a fishing episode. Your cult members. Okay. Let's do that. If they're your minions, you're responsible for them. You're responsible for their actions. Mm-hmm. Oh, that one's so cool. Is that a highlight stick? Yeah. Nice. Are people able to just summon sharks? Like, I want to make sure. Yeah, with a spell. Did you use the spell? And find a shark. All right. See, that's legit. I think that's legit. I mean, to be fair, if you give... Yeah. Ah, they killed me. They killed me. I'm a decapitated head. They killed me. Go after them.
There's definitely a weird place in the universe for. Yep. Let's remember. Oh my god. Oh boy. So I love hearing about some of your stories. Remember, don't. It's not a recap show, and don't argue. Don't argue about it. So, go ahead.
Nobody panic. I'm turning the canvas. I'm gonna do it slowly so nobody throws up. Okay.
Go ahead. Merge down. You said you talked about the insecurities of being a dragon.
So I was asked, how do you rotate the canvas? If you have a touchscreen, you can just use 2 fingers. If you don't have a touchscreen, you can use this little button down here. Where'd it go? I think you just hit R, and it gives you the rotate tool. Yeah. It is part of Photoshop. I actually have my Wacom locked so that I can't rotate it, because I do from time to time pick it up, and then if I'm turning it, I don't want it to move. So
Interesting. Talking about someone else's game. Nobody knows unless you're in the Discord.
if you're not in the Discord, welcome to the Discord. Feel free to join. Talk. I don't know what that word is. Helbin said I'm a doula. What is a doula? Oh, Headless Horseman. Nice.
Okay. Why is it called that? Is that a thing? I didn't know that. That's the Irish word for it? Alright, cool. Cool. Oh, is that what that's about? Gotcha. Headless Horseman's pretty cool. Check that out. I'd have to check that out. Gotcha. The Headless Horseman. Very cool. That is the picture I think that Brad just posted, which is cool. Pretty dope.
All right, I'm liking this. I'm liking this a lot. Now I don't know if I need the hand up, though. It seems unnecessary. That was such a swift disregard of the conversation. Anyways, yeah. No. I think you were in the right there, Jonas.
Yeah, go for it. What do you got? Interesting. Lore. I'm not a lore channel. I just want to point that out. I'm not good at remembering that stuff. Pacing. Just do like one of those videos where you just go out on the street. Is that what you're talking about? Like, just go to Venice Beach and be like, "Hey, what do you know about Tiamat?" What? Run into Chris Perkins on Venice Beach. That'd be funny. Cool, cool, cool. Cool, 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 cool. Sorry, I shouldn't be being a butt about it. Yes. That is Okay, I gotta fix this foot, and I think this one's about done. This one's about done. I gotta do some coloring, which is gonna be sweet. It is about noon. Right. Just do one of these switcheroos. Just bam. Whoop. Done. Actually, that doesn't work. That doesn't look so bad this time. Usually that looks terrible when I do that, but we'll hold it for now. It's gonna have to be it's actually a little farther forward, so I'm gonna show you guys how I cheat this sometimes, because it's how I do. Art tips: chop things up. Photoshop. Yep. It is a big toe because it's looking right at you. Looking right at you. Well, shut up. No, you're right. Oh, it was weird. Let's do that, and we'll do that, and we got some cleanup to do, and I think we're right about there. We are right about there. Let's do a quick switchy wooch. That's pretty good. Yeah. We just got to do some cleanup, and then we can start coloring. Man, you don't comment on the size of another man's boomerang. Just get out of here, Andreas. No, but it's my boomerang because I drew it. Cat, you're not allowed on the desk. What is your problem? Jump Rope went back to work today for a bit, and so the cats are losing their mind. Where? Let me outside. Let me outside. Okay, let's get that cleaned up. I think I want this glove to look a little cooler. Like, I like the base of it, but I think we can do some pretty cool stuff with this. So let's do that. Yeah, a little cooler. Just a little bit. Just a little bit. Just drop the few degrees. A few degrees, and then we will ratchet everything else up. What was the Kakaraka carrot cake? What was that? Yep. Yes, indeed. Okay, I think I'm a little worried that I did indeed. No, it's okay. His arm is a little too small, or too big. The one holding the boomerang. So I think I need to adjust the whole boomerang. It's smaller than that one. What are you talking about? I was going to make this one bigger. Those are my two options. I either have to make the right one smaller or the left one bigger. And I was going to see if this actually worked. I think this one should be bigger. I think that looks... I think it looks... Thumbs, fingers, hands. This, I know the problem is. The problem is this. The problem is this. Right here. And I need to do that, is what I need to do. The hand is too elongated. And the fingers can be longer. But the hand itself needs to be tighter. So we're going to do that. And we're going to go beep, 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 beep. I like how I moved it and then just erased it anyways. I should have just erased it to begin with. Just start over. This hand is terrible. Gonna start over. I have done that in the past. That is something I have done. That is something I would do. Let's do that. That looks much better. Much, much better. You know what else is too small? That's better. That is much better. Okay. We got a kobold. I'm so far away. Come on. Come on. Because I like the long... Because it's the thing I do. It's a choice. It's a choice. Kobolds need big heads. That's just how they are, in my mind. My thought for kobolds is that let's do some of this. I hope the people that are commissioning kobolds from me are because they like my kobolds. Because if not, uh-oh. I don't do kobolds the same way other people do. Something. Yeah, that's definitely an option. I have very few art pieces hung up in my house. And so partially because I just have so much art. Like I have prints everywhere of things I've drawn and sketchbooks. And so when I find something that like is really cool and novel from another artist, it's like, yeah, like that's super dope and I love it. So I do like collecting art. I have a lot of art books from other artists. And stickers. I have stickers of other artists on like water bottles and stuff. But I don't even hang up my own art. It's really weird. I need to hang up my own art in a new office. Probably do that. Yeah, I would love some stickers. That would be awesome. I just so after making the animatic, which is up. If you haven't seen the animatic, please watch it. Tell me what you think. It is up. Yeah, it is up. Watch that. It's only the first 25 minutes, so it's like a short introduction. But for the next part, I think I'm going to use Blender. It's going to be really weird. I'm going to use Blender to try to animate the next part of it. Hopefully that will make the process better and cleaner. Did not expect to use Blender, but after talking to a bunch of people, it seems to be the thing to do. Because I have Adobe Animate, but Adobe Animate is just so bent on Flash that I'm not sure it's exactly what I want. I might go back to it, but we'll try the next one in Blender and see how it goes. Blender is a 3D program, but it just came out with a 2D animation package. Yeah, blew my mind. I was like, that's exactly what I said when Dalcor was like, you should be using Blender. It's awesome. I'm like, are you high? That's a 3D modeling thing. And he's like, no. And I tried it, and I was like, it blew my mind. But I was already like 90% done with the animation. I was just like, dang it. So we'll try that out. We'll see how it goes. Yeah, definitely check it out. Yeah. He has frills on his head. Would they go down his tail? Oh, they probably would go down his tail. Except, I don't know, is that going to make him look like a lizard folk? No, I think that looks good. Kobolds are tiny lizards. It's fine. It's really weird, because, like, this is how I draw kobolds. But, like, if I draw lizard folks, they usually look like this. They usually look more like lizards. It's the head shape. For some reason, I just always think of kobolds as like tiny alligators or tiny crocodiles. And I love it. Get some more. You think that's an insult? Jonas' artwork is great. Jonas has a pretty cool... Okay. Yeah. Da, da, da. Why am I not as good as Jonas? That's a good question. Hey, if you guys are gonna flirt, take it to a channel. To a channel. You got a really good face, man. I love your face. Face is so good. Look at my face. That's really good. Sorry, what? I got distracted by something. What? Quick to the Jonas cam. Alright, so let's get some cool. No? I missed a whole bunch of stuff in the chat. Sorry, everybody. I got super distracted. Interesting. So what we're discovering is dragons are contagious. Is what that means to me. if you lay in a pool of dragon blood for an hour, you become a half dragon. That means that it is contagious. Or infectious. I'm not sure which. That sounds pretty ridiculous to me. So, oh, welcome. Welcome, Jonas, to what I like to call mediocre fame. Where people just randomly have your artwork saved and you're like, wait, what? Probably do. No, it's. I'm pretty sure I'm eventually going to go to a convention at some time in the future, and someone's going to be like, "Can you sign this thing that you drew in Discord 2 years ago?" And be like, "Oh, I guess so. Yeah, sure." I don't remember drawing that. I hope I drew that. If you give me something that's not mine to sign and I sign it, I'm not responsible for that anymore. I do not remember the things I draw sometimes. Yep, that sounds about right. I've thought about that, yeah. Oh, the wrapping? Yeah, cool. Thank you. The grip. The grip tape. You know, if you want to go shred. that was a skateboarding joke. I'm glad somebody got it. Is that what you're going to call your Patreon page? Weird Stuff by Jonas? I don't want to discourage people from starting a YouTube or a Patreon page. It is work, but it's a lot of fun. Now we're gonna play. I'm honestly a little freaked out about playing the Patreon game here next week, which we still need to talk about. Just because it is gonna be D&D with people I've never played with before, so it's gonna be interesting. Well, so that is another problem. It's not really a problem. So I got the, because of last month's Patreon payments, I got all the source books and the Dungeon Master membership for D&D Beyond. So I think using D&D Beyond for the Patreon game is going to be smart. I think that's the best way to do it, because that is something that, as it's funding it, we can actually use that money to keep playing the games and stuff. So I think it's going to be 5th edition, just because now we have all the source books for it, and we can use it in game, and we can just say, if you want to make something, use D&D Beyond. I'll add you to the campaign, and you can make your character if it's in there, great, and I can add homebrew stuff to it. So I think that's what's going to be for that. Beyond that, I think what I would like to do is maybe do 4 people at a time, just to keep it from getting crazy. And then I might do it twice a month, just so if there are more than 4 people that can play, or so we have optional times. So that's something we're going to have to talk about. The first game I think we're going to do next week, probably on Tuesday, I think is going to be the day that works best. So we'll try to plan for that, and if it doesn't work out, we might do 2 games next week just to try to get people in. And I think it's going to be a lot of talking and building characters and introduction, and then we'll go from there. So that will be fun. If you want to be a part of that, once again, check out the Patreon page. I don't know if... I don't think I'm going to stream it to YouTube. I think that's kind of that's the other weird part about it, because like the Patreons are paying to come hang out, and I want to make sure that they get their time, and I don't want to worry about like chat and other stuff. I will be hosting it here on the Discord, though. I think that will be fun to let people listen to it, unless someone's uncomfortable with that. Yeah, level 0 gameplay is going to be fun. I'm super excited for it. But yeah, I think we're going to do a level 0 campaign, which will be really, really good. So everyone can definitely come to the table with your character ideas and what you want to do. But I think playing together and kind of learning what we're doing is going to be a lot of fun. So we'll go from there. Right now, I think I have 3 people talking about being in. Let me check. Patreon. If you are a Patreon member and you want to play, it should be in the LFG, I believe. Yes. So right now we got Sarah, Jonas, Rinsler, Inferno, and Hunter. So interesting. Yes, they do. So once again, that's I totally get that. The Dragonborn don't have tails in 5th edition. Bums me out. Anyways, but yeah, so that's kind of where we're at with the game. I'll talk about it more in this as the week progresses, because I want to get closer to that, and I will talk to everybody in the Patreon chat to figure that out more specifically. I think we're gonna go 5th edition though. I think that's kind of the only thing I've really set on, and then I have the campaign kind of getting etched out in my head, and I need to write it down, because if I don't write it down, I will forget it, and that's the bad part. Yeah, so that's where that's at. I hope that works out for people. Pathfinder would be fun. I did get the 2nd edition books as well. I've started collecting them. I got the core rulebook a few weeks ago, and I was like, I probably need the Beastries too. Let's go ahead and get those. So I got the 2nd edition core rulebooks, which that might be another game altogether. And the way I want to set these up, I'm actually really fine with kind of moving around if people want to do something different. So my end goal, and this is far out, I'm going to have to if I can get to the point where I'm only doing YouTube and Patreon as my job, I wouldn't mind doing like a weekly game. I think that would be really fun. And then we could accommodate like a Pathfinder game and a D&D and maybe an older version or something different. But for right now, that's kind of where we're at. We're going to try to do this one or 2 games a month and really just feel it out. Have fun with it. Try to make them episodic, so that people don't feel like they have to, if they can't make a day, it's not going to destroy something. Really make it so that people can jump in and out and have fun little jaunts. So I think that'll be cool. We do also, I'm going to try to get through the animations for the campaign we started here, the Discord game. That is definitely, unfortunately, on the back burner for most of the things. I want to try to get other things out before I work on that. So that might be a little while. And that's another one of those things that if this becomes something that I can do full-time, then the Discord game would obviously start taking priority again. We could get people just to join in. It would be really fun. Just have random characters and stuff. How did I simplify my art style? Oh, man. That is a good question. The biggest issue I have had in the past specifically was finding a style that I liked, because a lot of the people I saw, especially when I was looking at getting into game design, they're like, oh, you have to do this type of rendering to get a game job, period. And so I tried that, and I just didn't like it. It was a lot of work, and it was not something that I was happy with, and then I would have a piece and be like, here you go, and I'm like, it could be better. So it took me a long time to really find something that I enjoyed doing so much that I could do it every day, all day, and have fun doing it. But once I started doing that, then it became simplifying. Like finding the thing that I really love doing. Now, how can I improve that thing? And so I don't know if we can rewind the video, but like the first 3 sketches I did for this video were kind of garbage. Like the line weights were bad, the poses were bad. Yeah, and that's really the thing. I think a lot of people, when they're starting out in art, they try to put something down and then they try to refine it and refine it and refine it and refine it, and it's like, stop. Do the first one, start over. Do it again, start over. Erase something, start over. That's how I simplify it. So a lot of people just would do this and now start redoing their lines cleanly. And my issue with that is when I do that, it really starts becoming almost comic booky, which isn't bad, but I don't like that pop art feel for my art. And it's a little too clean. And so I really like keeping it this little extra mess to it. And then I refine this. So that's how I came to terms, by doing all those different steps. I tried rendering, and I'm like, I like this from rendering, and I don't like this from rendering. And then I started doing this pop art type thing, and I started doing like anime styles. And it's just like, I like this from it, and I don't like this. And then that just progressively evolved my style. It wasn't something that so much... I was like, great, now I need to simplify. It was try this, take something from it. Try this, take something from it. Try this, take something from it. And eventually I ended up with this. So. Sure. Yeah, that's something you can do. If you haven't done live studies, that's another great thing to do. Okay. Yeah, let's talk about that real quick. We're actually past 12 o'clock, but I think I'm done with this art. So now we're gonna transition over to I'm gonna write whip on here. Talkie part. Talkie part. So thank you everybody that came to watch me draw. I'm probably not gonna draw much more today, but we're gonna talk about art, and that's cool. Let's do that. We're on to. I'm gonna move the mic just so I can actually be over here. What is this? It's in my art links. Hold on a second. Let me see if I can find this thing. Line of Action. There we go. So lineofaction.com is pretty cool. Not .com. Yeah, lineofaction.com with hyphens. I'm going to put that in the... Unfortunately, I'm going to post that in the not safe for work art. Because it's a website with a bunch of nude people. So if you don't have access to that, you can look it up online. But basically what it does is it gives you just pictures of people. In poses. And so what you can do is you can post, like, they pop that up and you can put a timer on it. And this is really a better way to do what you're talking about. You get this picture and you're like, try to draw this for 30 minutes. And so you can spend time and you can just try to find the lines, right? Find the lines, find the curves, find the shapes. Don't really worry about detail. And you can get that down to 30 seconds. Like, just try to draw the pose in 30 seconds. And really what you should do is you should try to do this for 10 minutes. So you're going to end up having 20 different sketches. That is a great practice. Yeah. I would suggest, maybe 10 minutes a day. Start with the 2-minute poses. You're going to feel rushed. You're really going to feel rushed. You're going to feel panicky, and it's fine. But this is also a great website. Some days when I sit down to draw, that's not my work, by the way. That's not my work. This website has nothing to do with me. I'm not sponsored by them. I didn't add anything to them. But yeah, this is a great... Some days when I sit down with my sketchbook, it's like, man, I can't think of anything to draw. I'll just like go to this website. I'll turn off the time intervals, and I'll just like, give me a random picture. And click through it a couple times, and they're just like, okay, I'm going to draw that pose. That's it. Yeah, really good. That's what life drawing is. You can do that in a studio setting where they'll actually bring in models and then they'll pose for 5 minutes and then they'll change poses and then change poses. That's what a live drawing is. So this is a cheap and dirty way to do it, just without having to go in and have an actual live person to draw. The website is a cheap and fast way to do it. How's that? Yeah, there you go. Yeah, so there's definitely a yeah. If you're not comfortable with drawing nudes, that's totally fine. Don't feel like you have to do that to be an artist. Um, I'm a big fan of the human form for drawing. It's like I like drawing buff kobolds. I think that is more interesting than the plate armor at some point. Sometimes I want to draw armor and I think it looks really cool, but for the most part, I always hate putting armor and stuff on people because I think the human body's awesome. I think it looks really cool and I'm glad when I can draw it and it looks right. It's like, yes. just the muscles. Just I've done some of that. Yep. Especially if you're drawing Geiger stuff, like you don't need skin. You need skin. I don't think so. I think Geiger's aliens. What? What are you talking about? Yeah, it's biomechanical eroticism, I think, is what he defines himself as. No, so I went to an art school that was pseudo video game related, and everybody loves Geiger there. Like, it's just anything robotic and organic is just like perfect. Everybody loves it. So I think that's part of the allure of it, is that it is so weird. It's just like, this looks really strange. It's not something people are used to seeing, and that's gotcha. Finding things you like. Get on that. But yeah, so simplifying, I don't necessarily have a statement for like getting good at simplifying, but starting with live drawings to understand simple forms, I think, is a better thing to do. I think you already do pretty well. Because you have an innate sense of volume and shape, which a lot of people struggle with. And I don't know if it's innate. You probably worked for it pretty good, but you have that, and a lot of people don't, and they struggle with it, and they get upset. So don't get discouraged. Yep, that is something one of my instructors used to say all the time when I was 3D modeling. It's like, don't forget to draw the meat, because people will like put eyeballs in someone's head and then forget to model all of the tissue that makes an eyelid, right? Like an eyelid is just on top of a sphere, and so people don't do that, and that's why a lot of 3D models look like they're just like kind of like staring off into space. It's like, you forgot to draw the meat. There's no meat here. This is just a skull with eyeballs. Yeah. mildly horrifying. So that's really all it is just practice and getting used to things and understanding. I don't know what to tell you, man. I did 3D modeling for 5 years. I hate it. I mean, just don't overthink it. I don't like that. I don't like that at all. What are you drawing over here, by the way? Yeah, you got stuff. Weird stuff by Jonas. That's kind of the other thing. I think a lot of people get discouraged when they see, oh, that's terrible. I just now realized that. That's not good. I need to get rid of all of this line. No, sorry. I'm looking at my own piece. People get discouraged because they see someone draw something really fast. They're like, I'm never going to be that fast. Like, it's like, that's fine. Like, most artists spend hours and hours and hours drawing something. And when you ask them to draw something while they're talking, it's usually something they're really familiar with and they can draw really fast. Yeah, don't worry about speed. Speed is the last thing that comes to an artist. Work on everything else and then speed. You like it or dislike it? Gotcha. I think Puffin's a great storyteller. It is adorable. Yep, and that's fine. Once again, like, something can be good and you can absolutely not like it. Like, that is a legit thing that happens all the time. And things can be really bad, and for some reason you like them. Like, those are two options. I think I'm happy with this, though. This is getting real good. So a part of this, so what I'm talking, how do I say this? Something I've talked about in the past with me not liking rendering. What I do a lot of times with this, with my lines, and one of the reasons I don't like redrawing my lines, is because I love this. Like, that looks real good to me. This looks real good. And part of the reason I can do that is because I do actually use my lines, and I go in and I use rendering techniques to fill in and use my lines, that's kind of the style that I chose. Like, that's the thing that I actively had to be like, I really like this from this and this from this. I want to do that. And I had to practice that. So it's a completely different process. It's painting. It's painting with a pencil. And if you want to check out like how to render stuff, check out Scott Robinson on YouTube. Really cool tutorials. Does really cool technical drawings. Sure, I don't like color. I'm so bad with color because I don't enjoy. I'll do this. I'll start painting something, and I'll be like, okay, I got to change the color. And it's just like, I just don't know where to go. It's just something I struggle with. Not my thing. That being said, I have a lot of art where I'm like, okay, we're just gonna do color, and I would start with color, no lines whatsoever. Do the traditional like paint your shapes and then just render, and it's like, hey, these are nice, but like they don't have the same feel that these do, and I really like these, and that's why I stopped doing that, because it's just like I would be done with a piece and then I would just not care about it because I'm like, yeah, it's great, it's done. I guess it felt very didn't feel like it had my style. It just felt like I was copying someone else's style. So. When I go back and look at my art, you're asking me kind of like what's my impression of it. Yeah. How do I say this? There are a few pieces every now and then that I will like rediscover that I've done, and I'll be like, "Holy crap, that was really cool!" Like, did I actually draw that? I can't remember. I think I did. I think that was me. That's awesome. And there are other things that I look at and be like, "Oh, that's terrible." And so, like, I have sketchbooks going back from, I don't know, the Stone Age, and they're bad. They're bad. They're all bad. And until I started doing my daily sketches, which I do now have, like 13 books of those. I'm almost to 1,000 days without missing a day, which is awesome. Some of the first books of those are bad. But now I can kind of pick up a book and look through it and be like, yeah, these are really good. These are really great. I'm happy I did these. Yeah. So like, the skin is the armor. That very much is something that has come from me spending more time and practicing. So out of 1,000 books, 1,000 pages, I guess, I would say the last 600 I'm very proud of. Like, but before that, I was kind of like, that could have been better. And usually when I look at those, I'd be like, I should have done this, or I see my mistakes. I see what I used to do, and I'm like, okay, yep, that face is wrong. Like, the eyes are in the wrong spot. This arm is too long. And I kind of critique my artwork, and then I use that to improve my artwork now. So I don't think of it as like, I'm terrible, because that was 2 or 3 years ago. It's like, I just look at it as a self-critique of here where I was, and now I am. Yeah. Did he? We should all jump over to his channel and be like, hey, we're from the Rookzer0 channel. Yeah, hey, if you guys haven't checked out Puffin Forest, you guys should go check out Puffin Forest. He's pretty cool. I always feel really stupid when I tell people to go look at other people's channels, because it's like, you probably have already seen these channels before I was even around. Yeah, right? I have no idea. I was thinking about that. I was like, maybe Puffin would want to come draw with me someday. Yeah, but like, I don't know. This is a weird format. 1. 2, if I invited someone onto the show, I'd have to record their voice and not anyone else's, which is weird because it changes the format of the show. And 3, I mean, yeah, this is weird. I don't know. It feels weird to me. Yeah, I've done that from time to time. Patterns. I'm also really bad with patterns. I need to figure out better ways to do patterns. In general, I don't have a pattern mindset. So like, it's really hard for me to do mandalas and things of that nature. Like, it's very tedious design work. Lots of these. That's it. That's all my head's got. It's like, yep. I was never good at that. And I know a lot of people who could spend hours just doing that in a sketchbook. And I don't do that. So that's something I need to work on. But that's another thing that like I self-critique about. It's like, okay, cool. That's something I can work on. That's something I can practice. I don't have to stop and be like, oh, I suck at this. It's just like, oh, it's just not something I'm good at. Let's work on it. Let's keep working on it. So when you are going back and looking at your own artwork, try not to poo-poo on yourself and really just use it as a critiquing tool. Yep, that's where I want to go with that. Because it's real easy to just dump on yourself sometimes when you're looking at old stuff. Yep, and that's why we correct you every time you say your artwork is bad. Yeah. You're probably also talking to other artists, which is weird. Yeah. I know exactly what you're talking about. I don't know. I hope that's not offensive to anybody because it's funny. It's true. Can we talk about James Baxter from Adventure Time? Does anybody know what I'm talking? This might be a moot point. This might not be a conversation for this channel. Who decided that that was an okay horse? Like, James Baxter, I think, is okay, but every other horse in Adventure Time literally just looks like this. It's like, what is that? And they're like, oh, it's a horse. It's like, what? Like that's on animated TV, people. Like, oh, I just drew it on the YouTube chat. That's fine. James Baxter, I think, was like the most realistic horse they drew for that show because it was like a main character. But like, dang, that was a choice someone made. Rides around on a ball. Yeah, I think he's a super cool character. He's a very happy horse. But somebody made the decision that that's what horses looked like in that show. It's just like, man. Yeah, She-Ra was great. I think it had some issues, but I'm okay with most of it. Yeah, the ending felt a little forced. Like, I feel like they just rushed it a little too much. But I don't know. It was a good series. I think it was a good series. Super dig it. Dig the artwork. Yeah. I think, what was the other one? The Voltron remake was also super good. That one was a little more detailed, which I think they did a great job with. Same thing. I think they both suffered from the Netflix syndrome where they're like, we have a really cool story, we can tell it in 3 series. They're like, great, make it 5. And then it's like, okay. And so instead of like really pacing it out, they just like do what they want to do. Then you have 2 crap seasons, and then it's like a final episode. And it's like, just space it out correctly, please. Like, make it good. Their actual story, yeah. Yeah. Highly enjoyable. Felt a bit weird. I think that's fair. Voltron, yeah, 2 of their seasons should have been 1 episode. And then they should have actually like had a real season for the last couple seasons, which was a bummer. But still really cool. Still really cool. Highly influential. Draw some Voltron characters. Voltron characters are really cool looking. Yeah, hell yeah. I have a lot of She-Ra fan art in my sketchbooks. No, you can't reference my sketchbook. Get out of here. They used to, yeah. What just happened? When you say simplifying, are you talking more about like how do you draw cartoon characters, or are you talking about? Yeah. Okay. That is just it's a practice thing of finding what you want to do and then drawing the import. Let me see if I can find that real quick. So, for people that haven't watched the animatic yet, the thumbnail for the animatic is a frame in the Atomatic, but I spent 20 minutes cleaning it up. That's the problem, is to have it be the thumbnail quality thing takes 20 minutes a frame, and there were 200 and some frames. I don't have that much time. I don't have that much time. Yeah, I mean, that was the thing. I started out and I was like, I'm just going to do real quick, stable pictures. And then I started doing that, and it was like 8-minute frames. And I'm like, this needs something else. No, I wanted to do the whole live play. Yeah, I really don't like. I don't want to say that. I'll say it. I'm not a big fan of D&D recap YouTube channels. Not that the people aren't great at their jobs, and I think like Puffin and Dingo, Puffin and Dingo do a really good job telling their stories. But like, I'm not super into that, because it's like, I want to actually hear what happened. Like, I want to hear the players telling it, like interacting with it. And at some points, like, that format is fine for telling the story, but I'm not as invested in hearing 3 or 4 different characters who aren't the character. So I do really like listening to, if the person can tell the story well, I think that's good. But there's a lot of people out there on YouTube that just straight up talk. Yeah, and see, and that's really what I'm more interested in. I'm more interested in people like actually hearing, like, Shona's talking is really funny, and interacting with Jump Rope. No, like, the way you and Jump Rope talked about things during the story was really funny, and I'm super excited for the next part of the next video, because it, like, talking with Antic and Shiva is hilarious. And I sat down because I was thinking, like, oh, I'll just draw one picture and I'll record me drawing that picture, and then it'll, like, culminate into the high point of the show. And I started doing that, and I was like, there are so many little things that happen that I want to, like, Shiva dropping all the knives was really funny. And then something that would have been lost was, like, Jump Rope's character saying, I'm going to help pick up the knives, and then, oh, I dropped a die. And I was like, that would be really fun if she bent down to pick up the die, even though it's just, like, playing the character. That's my kind of humor. That's what I like seeing. And so if I was just like, oh, and then Shiva dropped all her knives, I don't think it would have been as funny. So unfortunately, what I like and what is easy are not the same things. And so now I have to find a way to make what I like a feasible thing to do. Hopefully Blender will help with that. Right. Right. And that's, like I said, that's fine. Like, I don't think it's a bad format. I don't think it's terrible. I don't like sitting down and listening to it. I much rather prefer sitting down and, like, Critical Role. Like, listening to the players interact is more interesting to me than just hearing the story. Go Metal, I support this. I'm pretty shy. Yeah, that's totally fair. And that's really the same reason that I don't want to post the Patreon game, because I don't want to force that on people. I don't want people to feel like they have to perform. And if it's something that maybe some people don't want to be in the Discord chat, because there might still be a few people in the Discord chat, maybe we play a quieter game. You know, that's something we'll figure out, and I'm totally open to those things. You mean like on the videos or in a D&D game? Because the problem with that is there's a lot of legality behind that, of, you know, who's being heard, what are people saying. You know, I don't want to be responsible for the dumb stuff that people say in my chat. So me hosting people's voices on YouTube is basically a small agreement of, like, whatever you're saying, I trust that you are not going to say something that I don't think is super bad. So let's see. I think we've had 2 or 3 people. Oh, I had my friend Lars join us once. Yeah, and Lars is getting into D&D. He's one of my DMs now, which is fun. Yeah, Lars is a super cool dude. I hope to get him on the show more. I hope to get him. He actually had his own YouTube channel for a long time, just playing really old games. He kind of got me into streaming as well, gave me some tips and stuff. But man, that was years and years and years ago. So yeah. But no, he's a cool dude, fun to play with. Probably have him on the show again in the future. But that's kind of one of those things that whenever we have time to get together to do that, and we haven't been able to do that since everything exploded. So let's get some more shading in here. I think this needs to be a little darker. That's good. And with my, like, the bummer part of it is I really wanted to spend 20 minutes on each frame, and I couldn't. And it's just like, so now when I watch it, I'm like, I want to spend more time. Idiots for life. Yep. Yeah, and I think that's kind of the thing that you're talking about is how do you decide when that's correct, like the right amount. It's just something you got to practice. The first few frames I did were really, really bad, and the last few frames I was like, man, these look really good for how simple they are. I'm really happy with that. Yeah, it's a comfort level. Oh boy. Okay. Milla, that's a very strange comment to just drop on us all of a sudden. All right. Well, I got like 20 minutes left, and now people are talking over each other, so I'm not sure what's going on here. I think I'm probably actually pretty close to calling it. Ooh. We still have so many people in the chat. This is crazy. It is. Did not expect that. Hey everybody, thanks for hanging out today. That's all I gotta say. That's cool. I'm actually really happy with this so far. I gotta fix this tail. 4th of July was pretty good. Yeah, it must be. How many people in this chat don't celebrate the 4th of July? That doesn't have anything to do with the 4th of July. Yeah. Which I think I might. I think I missed it this year, didn't I? Dang it. Yeah. Oh, Jesus. Okay. I'm going to go ahead and... Yeah, Hamilton. I have not seen that yet, but my coworkers listen to it every day. And I have overloaded on Hamilton. Why can't I draw tails? All right. It's time for cheating part 2. If you don't have any French curves, you definitely should get some. They are awesome. I don't know if anybody has ever used a French curve before. It's pretty sweet. French curves are amazing. It's basically a bunch of pieces of plastic that are curved in many, many weird directions. And so you can can just find the curve you need, and then use it. That's not the true story, but Van Gogh did cut his own ear off. Yeah. Van Gogh did do that. He was a weird guy. Let's see if I can shrink this down to the right. Oh, yeah, that's it. Right there. So let's do this. If you're not in the Discord chat, you know, you're probably in luck. Got a little crazy there. There we go. That's not bad. A bunch of people are yelling over each other. So, you did, and I appreciate the try. Yeah, it's because you were yelling over everybody. Alrighty. Nope. It's loud today. Oh boy. Alright. Well, that's looking better. Let's see if I can do that. Alright. I drew a foot. Shoot. I drew an actual foot on this foot. This needs to be like that. And then this needs to be like this. That should have been a toe. And then that should be an ankle. Lots of small parts is why they're hard to draw. Lots of small parts. It's not supposed to be, and that's the problem. Boop, 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 boop. Let's see what we can do with this. Let's try this. Let's do that. Let's turn it a little bit. And we'll just curve this back up. Bam. Yeah, that's because I got... It's not. No, today I have a lot of commissions to do this week, and I just want to work on them. Just want to work on them. So, just want to get them done. Yeah, that's how it is. I like to... Yeah, unfortunately, I have had a few people try to send me friend requests on Discord, and I generally just don't accept those because I need to keep the YouTube and my Discord. So don't feel bad if I don't accept your friend request. Yeah. Get to know him? Is that what you said? Shame on you. Shame. Shame on the no puns. Yep, everybody lied to me. Now I don't know. Don't know what the truth is. All right. No, okay. That's better. I like that. That's much better. I think this one can be a little more curved now. Ooh, that's weird. That's... Wait, what? You don't understand the sentence, or you don't understand the subject? Take a short rest. Yeah, that's like the thing Photoshop was designed for. that exact sentence. Can you adjust these photos for me, please? Yes. That's what Photoshop is for. Okay. Da-da-da-da-da-da. I think that's it. I think I'm gonna call that. I'm gonna walk away for an hour, and then I'm gonna come back to see if it's still where it is. Yeah. Yeah. I think something I like to do with my commissions, and I don't know if I tell people this enough. I should though. Basically, like I usually spend somewhere between 4 and 10 hours on a commission, and if I do pick up a commission from somebody, I usually will say that I need 2 days for it. And even though I'm only spending 4 to 10 hours, because I'll work on it, set it down, come back, finish it, and then put it down. Go to bed, wake up, look at it again. Usually edit it for another hour. So like I think that's an important part for my like the times I don't do that, I always notice something after the fact and I'm like, I wish I could have done that. I wish I could have changed this first. So I like being able to spend the time for it, but it does I don't like that tail fin right there. That's good. People is nice. But yeah, so that's kind of where that's at. I think I'm going to leave this alone for a little bit. Sorry to hear that. Always welcome to come here and talk. Yeah, I think I'm going to set this down for a little bit. I'm going to go get some lunch. It is almost 1 o'clock. Yeah, we went a little long today. Probably go long tomorrow. I might finish this up tonight. I might get the coloring done at least, and then maybe we'll start the next one tomorrow. This is kind of a unique environment, which is true. I was talking to Jump Rope a little earlier about the inevitability of having 100,000 subscribers. Like, what do I do with the Discord if this becomes 60 people? It's possible. But yeah, it could be something that maybe it does become a Patreon reward, but I don't know. I don't want to do that yet, and we're not close to that. Like, but it's something we're gonna have to think about. Like, that's definitely something we're gonna have to work out. And it might be something that we do different days, different things. So, fortunately, Patreon is paying my bills, so I have to deal with it. Gotta make that money when you make the money. What was that? Yeah, I would do that for D&D Beyond. And then, yeah, you can just sign in with your Twitch credentials. Yep. So, So what I can do for, I'll probably do this on Wednesday. Sorry, yeah. What I'll do on Wednesday is I will post the D&D Beyond campaign link in the Patreon only chat, and then that way you guys can join the campaign I am hosting, and that will give you access to all the source books, so you can kind of start looking at your character that way, which is really cool. Yeah, okay, cool. Yeah, so we can kind of, especially if we link up that way, we should be able to have a pretty cool campaign, I hope. So we'll try to do that. And we'll set that up for next week. So, I'm going to add one more little bit of shading right here. Yeah. Did you not... I'm having some issues of people becoming hobgoblins. So, if you are missing your Patreon reward in the Discord, let me know. And, It should maintain itself. Yeah, it should. Oh, maybe. Yeah, it should be on the right. Yeah, it's hobgoblin. Yeah. Well, do not feel. I will throw out a thing here. Don't feel like anybody has to be a Patreon member, because you absolutely don't. You're always welcome to hang out here. I do have Patreon rewards for people, but not required. Never required to hang out. So, I think we are gonna probably call it here. Well, maybe someday a Patreon will be talking, but I doubt it. I don't know if I want to do that. It's something we're gonna have to figure out as a group, because I definitely want that to be part of the community's choices of like, how are we doing that? And if people feel like they aren't being heard, that's something we're gonna have to deal with. So got some feedback there. Yep, yeah, that's right. You can just always be really loud like Andreas. We're gonna have to shut it down. Figure something else out. Okay, so I am gonna go get some lunch. It is almost 1 o'clock. Thank you everybody for hanging out today. We'll be back tomorrow. Probably just continue working on commissions. What did Jonas have over here for some drawing stuff? Yep. Weird stuff. I dig it. I like the wood. But it looks like garbage. That's not cool. Well, you shouldn't say that about art. Wood is struggling with wood is tough. Yeah, get some textures and just try to start breaking it down. If you do have trouble with art, and it really is a thing of trying to figure out where you're what you want to improve on, and then looking that up specifically and working on that small thing. So. Yeah. But yeah, so if you want to work on something, I would highly suggest looking at those. If you want to draw people, I would highly suggest doing the live drawings that we suggested earlier. There's the link in the Not Safe for Work share. If you want to start doing more rendering, check out Scott Robinson on YouTube. He's got some really cool stuff. He actually has some really good videos for technical drawing. I'll look it up for you. Scott Robertson. YouTube. I have one of his books. He's got some pretty cool books. Here we go. Art share. Nope. Let's do art references. Boom. That's good for rendering. Yeah. So yeah. Keep working on your art. Keep hanging out, everybody. We'll see you tomorrow. Thanks for watching. Be happy, be healthy. Keep your dice on the table. We will see you tomorrow.